Hi all, Hipper here. I know what you're gonna say, oh, not another Tashkent video. But I keep stating this over and over again, but with the legendary Khabarovsk upcoming, I think it would be a good idea to invest at least a little time into Tashkent here and see how you go. And as usual, I use my Makarov build here that I'm really fond of, and I love the ship with this build. I've said that a lot of times too, but I'll say it one more time. Alright, so one of the questions I get a lot about Tashkent is that it's a shit destroyer. Yeah, pardon my straight out language here, but that's what people say. And as a destroyer, yeah, it's probably not the best. It's probably a pretty mediocre destroyer, yes. But that doesn't mean that it cannot do destroyer duties. And if you look at it this way, is it the best destroyer? No. But is it one of the best ships in the game? Yes. So it really is a ship where you have to play it to its strengths. And one of its weaknesses out of the gate is the rudder. And as you'll be spending a lot of time up close killing other DDs, that's probably the ship's worst side. So that's why I spec completely into rudder on the ship. So that gives you a ship with great guns, great armor, great speed, perhaps let's call them average torpedoes. But you have smoke and you have like speed boosts. You have pretty much everything except hydro. So it makes this ship very versatile and can pretty much do anything. So in this game here, I've parked here in the tight spot between the two islands because I don't want any DDs to come through. And on the way down here, I saw someone smoked up, which was pretty weird already. Only a few seconds into the game. But that means I know I have destroyers on my left, at least one. And I can see there's another one on my right. So that's why I'm staying here. I don't want any other destroyers to pop through this way. If they want to like flank my team, they'll have to actually flank me as well, which is what I want. Because as you know, Tashkent has very bad concealment. So I'll just say that all I have to do here is just watch out for torps, and that's why I was parked at the angle I was. So I have the best chance of maneuvering around them, and that is another area where the rudder comes in with this ship, because you will be able to outmaneuver those torps, and you'll see that later as well. Both sitting in smoke and also going 45 knots in a knife fight. But to get back to what I want from the enemy in the ship, and like I said, Tashkent has really bad concealment, so there's really no point going out hunting down other destroyers because they will just be able to spot you and keep you perma-spotted while you're looking for them. So it's much better to have them come to you. And there's no better way of doing that than popping smoke and sitting in there shooting. And while you're doing that, you use your ingenious skill to determine where the enemy destroyers are. And then now I've had them picked down to somewhere in this quadrant up here. And there they are, both of them. So notice here how the Yudachi thinks he can torp me, because I'm usually going straight line in Tashkent, but not this Tashkent here. So we'll focus on the German first, because he is the biggest threat at the moment with those powerful guns. So I'm not even looking at the torps, because I know I'm going to outturn them by a large margin like that. So now I keep going straight, because I want to fool this Yudachi into thinking that I'm going the other way around the island, when in fact I am going to turn now and take the other way. So I'm gonna do my best to ambush them now, and I'm trying to keep my bow on, parallel with the island here, in case torps are coming this way. They could be. I mean, it's not unusual for fleeing destroyers to fire torps at the direction of the enemy. At least that's what I would do. But there aren't any coming. So I'm trying to get my speed up here to more than 40, because that's one of the strengths of this ship. There's the Yudachi, and you see I'm trying to bait him into shooting his torps, because his engine is out now. And there they are. And the other set is there, and easily outturned with a 1.8 second rudder on this Tashkent here. It's so unusual, so nobody's really used to it. So we torp the German, and then we shoot the Yudachi. He's going down here. So that's it. I mean, they didn't put up much of a fight, and that was all I wanted to show. Really was how effective the rudder turn is on the ship when you spec into it. Because, like I said before, the only real downside to this ship, apart from the concealment, is the rudder. So that's why, in a nutshell, I spec into it, and in the process make the Tashkent an extremely powerful ship, in my opinion. Like most people think Atago is my favorite ship, but it's actually Prince Eugen. But lately, Tashkent has overtaken the Prince, and like after the buff, I think it is just such a powerful ship. Like there's nothing it can't deal with. And I don't know my win rate in this ship, but I suspect it to be substantially higher than even my other cruisers, because I pretty much consider this a cruiser. Now the rest of this battle is pretty standard and yeah, pretty boring to be honest. So I won't hold it against you if you decide to skip this part. All that happens is I sail down and I cap, and we get to set a Vlad on fire, and it dies, and that's it. So anyway, let's use this cruise time here to have a little bit of a talk about the upcoming Khabarovsk legendary destroyer. Because like I said earlier, I am extremely excited about that ship, except for one part that I'm finding a little bit hard to swallow at the moment, and it's the fact that the stats for the new ship says that it has 11.1 second rudder. That's very long rudder time. And that means with a full rudder build, you can get that rudder down to 3.2 seconds. And that's still not very good. That's actually pretty bad for a legendary destroyer. Like in comparison, look at Shimagaze, the other upcoming legendary destroyer. It has a 3-second rudder before any upgrades. So it actually has a faster rudder than Cap out of the box, so to speak. So I imagine that Cap will need a serious rudder build to be competitive. Not to be competitive, but to fit into like my playstyle, I guess. And also another issue with Khabarovsk I see is that the torps are only 6 kilometers, and that's not very far for a legendary destroyer. I think that's going to be a problem. Like at least Tashkent has 8 kilometers, like you can see here. I can fire torps at this guy here to get him to turn around before he can get close enough to spot me. And I don't know. I guess we'll have to see the ships in action, of course, before we can make any kind of judgment. But I don't like the numbers I'm seeing at the moment. So there'll be a little bit of a shame if Cap turns out to be like worse than Tashkent in some ways. I guess you do get another turret, but if I could give up like a turret and get 8-kilometer torps, I would probably do that. It's just so much more useful for especially area denial. 6-kilometer torps, they're pretty much just like suicide or you know, last ditch effort torps. You cannot really set anything up with them, and I think that's gonna hurt the new legendary destroyer. I really think so, but I guess we'll find out when it comes out. Another thing to keep in mind is the possibility that the Cap will also receive full AP damage from penetrations. Again, something we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. It could be changed for Legends. I don't know that. But we do know the rudder speed, and we do know the torp range. And in both areas, Tashkent is far superior. Actually, the rudder on Tashkent is twice as fast as on Khabarovsk. And well, at least for my playstyle that I've adopted here in the Tashkent, I think it's going to be a bit of an issue in Khab. But time will tell. Time will tell. Now I am boosting the Khabarovsk Bureau project. I'm already at, I don't know, probably almost at stage 4, I think. Shimakaza, I haven't even started it because I don't need to sail another torp boat. Yudachi is fine for now. You know, so I don't play much torp destroyers. So that's why I am going all in on Khabarovsk. So hopefully I'll be able to take it out as one of the first people in the game, and I'll be able to show you what it can do and if my fears are founded or not. And, we'll see. I guess it'll take a few weeks to do it. Anyway, that's the end of the battle here, and as you can see, we did well. Nice double strike there, 3 kills, and well, pretty good XP. Not very high, but pretty good. And of course, MVP. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you out there.